The mere mention of the Nile River evokes images of ancient wonders, the pharaohs, the pyramids, the Sphinx, the Bible, and fantastic tales of wondrous treasures. But the longest river in the world also represents life to the people of Egypt and to the many that live along its 6,000-kilometre bank. From the earliest times, the waters of the Nile, swollen by monsoon rains in Ethiopia, flood over the surrounding valley every year and fertilise the crops. Now, with water conservation an issue and massive sub-Saharan poverty a reality, those who live downstream from Egypt, in Uganda, Tanzania, Sudan and Kenya want a fairer distribution of its riches. A 1929 treaty signed between Britain and Egypt proclaimed no country can undertake any project that would reduce the volume of water reaching Egypt from its key source at Tanzania's Lake Victoria.
Only cooperation can unlock the development potential of our great river, provide win-win benefits to us all, increasing access to food, energy and water supply, and enhancing trade and international relations.
Tanzania is building a pipeline to extract drinking water from the Nile, and Ethiopia is planning to use the water for irrigation. But the water ministers meeting in the Kenyan capital Nairobi played down reports that they will negotiate a replacement to the treaty.
We are all committed, so if we are all committed to whatever we agree to, then we should be moving towards the prosperity, the equitable utilization of the water, the river. But we have to realize that the Nile Basin has tremendous potentialities which none of us has already tapped or utilized so far. There is great hope and opportunities for all the people of the basin, and we should work toward that rather than creating issues and problems.
For decades, Egypt's dominance over water distribution has been a long-term issue for the upstream countries. However, the fact a meeting was held was an optimistic sign.
Tanzania's position on that one is very clear. We have stated it for a long time. In 1962, just after independence, our father of the nation, Julius Nyerere, came public and said we do not recognize those treaties because we were not party to them. And this has continued to be the position of our government all this time. But I thought this is no longer an issue because we are sitting here looking at a shared vision of programs within the Nile Basin which will help 300 million people.
Egypt had no objection to a plan by Tanzania to use Lake Victoria to supply water to parched northwestern communities. However, despite its promises of aid to basin countries, Egypt has warned it will need even more Nile water after 2017 because of population growth. In the meantime, fishermen, as they have done for millennia, continue to fish along the river and its source, Lake Victoria. 3 rivers flow into the Nile from the south: the Blue Nile, the White Nile, and the Abara. The river fills all areas of Egyptian life with symbolism. The ancient Egyptians believed the sun god Ra was ferried across the sky daily in a boat. In the Bible, there are countless references to the river as a source of life. Expedition crews also enjoy the Nile, encountering uncharted rapids, hippos, crocodiles, and even elephants, hoping to make history through a journey that stretches through Uganda, Sudan, and finally Egypt. Even in modern times, the Nile continues to nurture and remind us of who we are and where we came from.